Hi, this is a re-recording of the lecture from today, Monday, the 26th of July. I'm going to cover the main points as succinctly as I can. I will divide this up into several smaller videos. So I'll begin by talking about tutorial registrations. So the system we're going to use is not the usual ANU system where you're given a date and a time on which you register for tutorials, and it's what we call first in, best dressed. So the person who is quickest to get themselves registered in a tutorial finds a place in it, and others who are a little bit slower or later, they miss out. I use a completely different system. I get you to tell me what your preferences are for a tutorial. And then once I have everyone's preferences, I use a computer algorithm to try to allocate people as far as possible according to their preferences. So on the Wattle site, let me just bring this up on the screen here. Just give me a little moment. So this is Wattle. Just try and press it. Okay. So as a student, you should see something that looks like this. If you scroll down, you'll see action items, and you'll see a link to the tutorial registration there. And you'll also see it a little bit further down in this section that's called tutorials, lectures and seminars. So the link is there as well. And if you click on that, that will take you to this little questionnaire where you just choose your preferred tutorial times. You don't have to choose all three. If you don't choose any, the computer will assume that you prefer all of them. If you just choose one, that just gives you one option, but it may mean that you're a bit more likely not to get your choice, but you do your best. So you save your choice and you're done. You can go back in and change it later. It all has to be completed by Sunday, the 1st of August. And on the evening of Sunday, the 1st, I'll download the data, run the computer algorithm, and hopefully we'll have everyone allocated. My aim is to have about 25 people in each tutorial, and as far as possible have the tutorial memberships fixed. So every week you know which tutorial you're in. I know who's in the tutorial, and we can get started quickly and get through the material we have to cover. There's no work in the tutorials that's actually accessible, but they are going to be good preparation for some of the tests, and I'm not intending to record them. So just bear that in mind. Now, the second thing I just want to mention here is a few things about etiquette and behavior in lectures and tutorials. So the first is something we call the Chatham House rule here. So this is, some of you may have heard this term before. This is a convention that we use in lectures and tutorials. So there's nothing, what it means is, the interpretation of it is that you're perfectly fine to tell anyone what I said or what other students said about the course material. But sometimes in a course, either I will tell some personal story that I think is relevant to what I'm talking about, or maybe one of the students will, but you use your judgment. You think, well, that's probably not something that they would like attributed to them. And so the Chatham House rule says that you can tell others what you heard, but not who said it. And so we obviously don't tell things in a way that would identify someone. That's all that the Chatham House rule means. It probably won't have much application, to be honest, in this course. But some management courses that you do, where it is more common for people to talk about their personal experiences, it may play a more important role. The second thing is about Zoom profile names. So in class and in tutorials, it's really helpful, I think, to everyone, especially me, if your Zoom profile actually has your name on it, has the name that you would like me to address you by in the class. So not your phone number, not some random string of characters, but something that I can actually recognize. The next thing is about video. So look, in one way, it would be nice if everyone had their video on in these the Zoom components of the class. I know a lot of students are not comfortable with that, or it's not convenient for them. I understand that. I think it would be nice if you could get a photo on your Zoom profile, so at least we can see what you look like. I think that just makes it a bit more of a human process for us. It can be very important, impersonal, if you're staring at a screen of 25 students in Zoom, and what you see is a whole lot of black boxes and maybe occasionally a picture of a cat or something. I think I'd rather see the students, and I think other students would probably prefer that as well. So I'd like you to do that if you can. Microphones and speakers. If you're in the classroom and you're logged into Zoom, have your speakers switched off. Otherwise, we're going to get feedback and echoes in the audio. If you're online in Zoom, keep your microphone switched off unless you're going to say something. Otherwise, we'll get kind of noise and interruptions in the class. The Zoom, as I'm sure you know, has a chat function. My experience has been it's really, really good if students start using that to ask questions, to make comments. Sometimes a question is just a repeat of a word that I said with a question mark. I try to keep an eye out for those. I will ask the students who are in the class with me to watch the chat on the screen behind me and draw my attention to questions that are asked. If you're not comfortable asking a question to the whole class, you can ask me a question on the personal Zoom link. So that's, I think that's it for the mechanics. I'll end this video here, and the next one I'll start talking about some of the course content.